Hey, welcome back to another video. Great to see you all again at Moffat Beach and near Tabletop. And you see we've got a heap of water coming over the rocks. Was high tide about 10:45. It's now 10 to 12, so should be just starting to recede, which is perfect. And I've got some beautiful water on the rocks, got some decent waves coming in. So I'm going to try and get some long exposure work done with these rock system just here. So it's going to be tricky at the moment. I am just trying to work out where the water's coming. You can see on these big waves like now, there's a lot of water coming on, so I've got to be really careful where I am, where I put the tripod and where I set up. And then, but also I've got to remember that light's coming this way, so I need to be on the left here. I don't really want to get that same spot that I was for the other week when I was on the night. I am trying to look for some different things, and obviously with all this water coming across, I've got some really good options at the moment, so we'll see how we go. But let's hit that intro and go and find a composition. First composition, yeah, not bad. Got drenched up to the shorts. As you can imagine, standing right in the way of the waves. So I did try some longer, like 2 or 3 seconds exposures with the ND1000 on, and a couple looked okay, but well, maybe they look all right better in Lightroom, but they looked a little bit sort of misty. Didn't really have that emotion, I guess, or the flow was good. So I've swapped over now to the ND64, which means I can go up to, and I had to drop down to f2.8 to when I changed back to 1/8 of a second. And 1/8 of a second did look better. It's just getting the timing right. So I don't need a tripod. So I'm going to get wet, of course. But then I can go f8 and still get that 1/8 of a second with the ND64 on. And it gives me a chance to hunt and find some other little ones. 15 to 35 on is what I went. It looked pretty good. I'm not sure how it'll go, but the conditions are pretty spectacular. Let me spin you around. So you can see Tabletop rock. I'll take you over to where I was, so I don't go ring up here. I've got to watch this ground. That's where I nearly broke my hip last time. Very slippery. So I had 2 shots. I had one shot from here, just sort of facing that way. And you'll see where the rocks come across. Nice, beautiful clouds in the sky today. Awesome sky for photography. So there was that. And then my first lot, which was even sketchy because I'm on this flat and I nearly got knocked over once, was back here. And you can sort of see that water flow as well coming across. Woohoo! So heaps of flow there, heaps of action, some good shots. So that's where I had the long exposures on, and you know, it looked okay, but I think I've sort of really gone away from the really long exposures. That 1/8 of a second, I think, it's just something about it that looks really good. And then coming to here, let me open up this channel just here a little bit. So I separated the rocks a little bit more by coming to the right. And then now I'm going to go handheld, so I'm going to see what else I can get. Like you can see those waves coming behind, they're just fantastic. Beautiful crashing waves, gorgeous light. Really, really lovely day. Very hard to beat. So now it's finding something handheld. I'm going to try handheld, but with that different filter on to see if I can get what the difference looks like. I would prefer f8 for the rocks. That gives them nice and reasonably sharp. And then there's also some stuff around here, this little bunch here, where while I'm handheld I can sort of get in. I'm going to get wet, but at least I might be able to get something funky. Absolutely marvellous day. Right, I haven't got much, I can't stuff around with too much time, but yeah, I just thought I'd show you. First, I think I've got maybe at least one photo out of it so far. A couple of nice little, the easy composition I've taken so far. Now it's going to find something trickier.
I've been feeling so small. Watch the clock ticking off the wall. But tonight I'm letting it go. Spend my coin for sure. I'm gonna be myself, or I could be someone else. No one's stopping me now. I'm gonna skip my breaks. I'm gonna make mistakes. I just
So these two little points just here is what I'm going to be looking at. Just trying to gauge where the water is, where I'm going to be safe. I need to get reasonably close because I've got the 15 to 35 on, which is good. It makes them, I'm going to have to get down low too, which is tricky. And you can see, look at that water flow. It's pretty cool, but also very sketchy. I did come back here and get a couple where I just climbed on that rock just in the foreground just here, climbed up on top of that and got a bit more height on it with that sun going off tabletop, and it looked pretty good actually. I got a couple of good waves there, and that was all handheld, 1/8 of a second. With that, I still got the N64 on. That seems to be the weapon of choice now filter wise. So still big waves like that coming through. They're the ones you got to watch out for. As much as they're great, I did get swamped before and I got absolutely drenched. But I got a really good. I think I got a really good photo out of it, so hopefully it worked out. But gorgeous day. I'm going to get a couple of shots here of those little points, and then I'll come back to you. But I'd say that's probably going to be me done for the morning. What a great day. Had a ball. Only about an hour and 15, just to the height of the tide, just changed over. So that was 10:45, I got here about an hour after, and the water was going out, and there was a perfect little spot, perfect timing actually, just to get some really good shots. You get a lot of motion on the rocks here, which has been good. Right, one more shot and then I'll come back and we'll finish up. I'll walk all the way back over here because you can see how far the water's come. Let me spin you around. So you can see where the Shimoda and Winston is. So all this was underwater when I first got here, all the way up to that edge. That was all underwater. It's only taken an hour for that to drop back down. But it's also, you can see all the green on it, it's slippery, so you be very careful. I went full waterproof today and I've got a towel in the car.
lay my troubles to rest, blow the smoke through my cigarette. City lights looking fine, and I know this is my time now. I'm gonna be myself, or I could be someone else. No one's stopping me now. I'm gonna skip my breaks, I'm gonna make mistakes. I just wanna feel alive.
Done and dusted. I got a great shot over here. I'm just going to wander over and get reasonably close so I can show it to you. Super happy, got saturated. I had to really focus. I'm going to spin you around and talk you through it. So you can see that big rock on the left. So I was standing just over here on this flat section. See where there's little holes? I had my toes wedged in them, propped up, so I get the shot. And what I had to do was wait and work out when I could sit there. So not every wave was going to wash me off. So, and that's what I was after. Those ones I could sit there and take, and these half ones, they're all right. So I sat there and I got some really good shots out of it. If there was a bigger wave and it hadn't broken as yet, I had to get off and come over here out of the way, because otherwise I would have been easily washed off where I was just there. The same up here. On this rock here, I waited till the water got low enough. Now the water's come down a fair bit, I stood up on that rock and I got some verticals going over tabletop, and it made for a little bit different composition. and a bit better of a nice shot. So we can show you that one. I can get to that one fairly easy. Just gotta be careful here. It's very slippery. So basically, I come to here, and you can see these little levels. I stood up on the rocks, had 1 foot up here, and I was perched down, and see I could get this separation here of the water. So that was another shot. I changed my angle, which changes, excuse me, change the angle by just getting a little bit more vertical, separating the rocks, and then that gave me a little bit different composition than what you'd normally get. And then when those waves come crashing, I got a really nice shot like that. So there's plenty of flow in there, so it's still good. Now, let me just get down without going ring up. Obviously, please be very careful. For this one here, as you can see even now, I'm getting, there's still water. The occasional big wave comes through and splashes over. But for this one, I sat there and watched that for a good 10 minutes, working out what point was I going to be safe standing on the rocks over there. Picked my wave, made sure I watched what I did, got the shot, had a look up, no more waves coming, okay, I can check the shot, no, start again. The same with here, and even over a few of the little ones when I did some handheld stuff over here in the gaps. Don't just rush in, sit there, watch what the waves are doing, watch what size the waves are, when they crash, where they crash, what they do, etc, etc, etc. Because that's going to save you either getting knocked into the water and you get wet, no one really cares. But if your camera goes in, well, that's the end of your camera, and that's expensive. So we don't want that, and we don't want you getting hurt. Here's a paddleboarder man. See if you can see him. Surf, catching a wave. Take the stuff out of your pockets. I only had my cleaning rag in to clean the filter. Excuse me. And you see the still water coming over. It's been 2 hours since the tide changed. Keep stuff out of your pockets. I've got a towel in the car so I can dry off. Just play it safe. Be very careful. Good shoes. I bought the waterproof, my boat fishing shoes today, the Colorados, and they're actually really grippy. So they've worked out really good. And I don't care. Straight in the water. Boom. Beautiful. Right. That's me done and dusted for another week. Hope you enjoyed it on this magical sunny coast day here at Moffat Beach. I'll see you all next week. Stay safe. Peace.